Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss problem number 8 from NeetCode 150, which is valid Sudoku. Let's understand the problem statement. You are given a 9x9 Sudoku board. A Sudoku board is valid if the following rules are followed. Each row must contain the digits 1 to 9 without duplicates. Each column must contain the digits 1 to 9 without duplicates. Each of the 9 3x3 subboxes of the grid must contain the digits 1 to 9 without duplicates. So, return true if the Sudoku board is valid, otherwise return false. Note, a board does not need to be full or be solvable to be valid. Okay. Let's look out the constraints. Board length is 9. Board of I dot length is equal to 9, which means 9 cross 9. Board of ij is a digit which will contain either 1 to 9 or dot. So recommended time and space complexity, you should aim for a solution as good or better than order of n square time and order of n square space, where n is the number of rows in the square grid. Means they are looking for a solution which will run the time complexity which is better than the quadratic n square time complexity. That's it. Which could be either constant or linear or logarithmic or linear. So anything which is better than the quadratic. That's it. So yeah, let's check out the example. So in this particular example, if we closely check out row wise, column wise, and 3x3 subboxes wise, there is no duplicate find, right? So that's why the example 1 output is true, means this particular board is completely valid. Let's check out the example 2. In this particular example 2, if you closely check out the top left 3x3 subboxes, right? It has the duplicate and the duplicated value is 1. Hence, this particular board is not a invalid board. That's why we should return false, right? So here they have also mentioned that there are two ones in the top left 3x3 subbox. That's why this board is invalid and output is false. Okay. So what we will be need to do. So basically, we need to apply these. We need to validate the particular board by checking all these conditions on that board, right? Board data. Okay. So that's the task. So first task is check to identify whether the row wise check to identify whether the board has gates or not. Similarly, column wise check to identify whether the board has duplicate or not. Similarly, subboxes wise check. Subboxes 3x3, subboxes wise check. If the particular check is failed, then we will be completely returning false from that place. We will not even continue the process further. Right? So, yeah. For int row is equal to 0 and row is less than 9, row plus plus. So, again, for int column equal to 0, column is less than 9, column plus plus. So, int value is equal to board of row and column. So actually, this is a character value, right? I need a integer value. So we can utilize the inbuilt method, which is character.getNumeric value, in which we will need to pass the character value, which will return the integer representation of that particular character, right? This will return -1 if the particular character if the particular character is not representing the number, right? Means if I pass dot symbol into this particular character or get numeric value, it will return -1. If I pass some 7 or 9 or any number, then it will result that particular number in this particular value variable, right? So, okay, if it is -1, this means this particular cell has a dot value. So I can simply continue the process, right? So I need to identify whether this value is already found in the current row wise check or not. How can I able to do that? So I can use a set data structure, right? So what I will be doing, I will be initializing this particular hash set here. If suppose else, I'm checking if hash set contains this particular value, means we will need to return false. This is found duplicate and invalid both. That's why. Else we will be adding this particular value into our hash set. That's it. This is the row wise check. This is the statements written to check the row wise both checking. So here column equal to 0 and column is less than. Here this is a column wise check, right? So just to slightly modify this variable name. That's then it's good to put. That's it. Let's implement the sub boxes wise check. So here also int row equal to 0 and int column is equal to 0. While row is less than 9, we will by default we will be returning true. Means the board has passed all the validation rules. So it is a valid board. That's why we are returning true here. And we will be creating one method called check sub boxes wise, which will take start row, start column, and character array board. So here also we will be creating one set. We are going to exactly check that particular sub boxes. That's why writing this particular for loops statements. Okay, I need this exact logic here also. So let me copy paste. That's it. This is default value return true. Specific sub boxes does not have any duplicates. So here I'm gonna call this particular method. If this method returning true, if it is returning false, then means that this particular specific sub box has duplicates and I will need to return false. Else I will be incrementing this column by 3. If suppose column value which is equal to 9, in that case I'll be reinitializing this and I will increment the row value. That's it. Let me run this code. Hope this should work. Yes. So let's also quickly discuss the time and space complexity. If you closely check this code, I'm using the exactly checking 9 times, right? Regardless of however the board can be, right? So I'm always checking 9 cross 9. It means my algorithm will always run 9 cross 9, which is 81 times. This is a constant. This is a static value, right? So that's why this means this value will this is the particular this is the runtime of the particular algorithm. Whatever the input that we passed into this particular function, right? That's the reason the time complexity is constant, order of 1, and space complexity is also constant. Every time it will exactly runs 81 times, means 9 cross 9, which is 81. That's the reason it is a constant time complexity, order of 1, constant time. So that's it. Let's submit this code. Hope this should work. Yes, it is working. So thank you very much for watching.